Alright, hello everyone out there. I'm going to give a bit of an update on the McLaren 12C. It's been a while since I posted any videos about what's been going on with the car. Some time ago, I did a video about the rear view mirror, the install and everything involved with that. I've since relocated the rear camera where I had originally talked about. If you've been following my videos, you'll remember I initially mounted it right here. That was just to make sure I liked the way the system functioned. I did. I went back, pulled this plastic mesh off, and I hand cut and trimmed and mounted the camera right there. Gives it a lot more of an OEM look. Also, I've installed a titanium exhaust. It's been on for, I would say, roughly a month or more. I'm making some adjustments to it. I didn't really like the way the exhaust was initially. It seems to me they designed this to have these nice, shiny blue tips to stick out past the factory surrounds. That looked a bit hokey to me. I really like the way the factory surrounds look. So what I had to do is I had to trim the pipe itself here, the X pipe, and the extensions, so that I could push the tips further back into the surrounds. Also, while I've had all of this apart, I took the intake sound generator off, and I've custom made my own block off plate, as you can see right here. I did have an occasional rough idle when weather was cold. I'd fire it up and it had what sounded like a really bad miss. Did a little research and it turned out several people with the same problem would eliminate the intake sound generator. Problem went away. I was a bit skeptical. I was thinking I was dealing with more of a spark plug or a coil pack problem. Since I removed the intake sound generator and the weather is now colder, dipping into the mid-20s at night and mid-40s during the day, I haven't had any more of that weird intermittent missing during a cold start. I can say that in regards to the exhaust, there is a bit of rasp and drone at around 3,500 that others have complained about. I don't mind it. I'm not driving it around at that RPM all the time. It does sound absolutely amazing. It really wakes the car up as far as how it sounds. It's not a whole lot louder at idle than it was with the OEM catback that had the big resonator box. But under full throttle, it's definitely loud. More fitting of a supercar in my opinion. I've also had to deal with a couple of coolant leaks since the weather has gotten colder. That seems to be a really common problem with McLarens, especially older ones. Came out this morning, had some coolant on the ground. It turned out a couple of these little hoses under the reservoir had worked loose. What's unusual is those have already been updated to adjustable clamps. You can see in this one, I've had to double clamp it because it was still weeping a little bit. I did have an upper radiator hose on the driver's side start weeping. It had the original crimp clamp. I just added another clamp to it. But for the most part, even though some of these are problems that I've introduced myself, changing the exhaust, other problems have been easy to correct. The intermittent miss at some cold starts, that was easy to correct with removing the intake sound generator. And that thing looks like this. That's the intake sound generator. It attaches to the upper intake manifold and it has an electronic throttle body, a little butterfly in there, and then there's like a diaphragm, vacuum boost actuated diaphragm in there. And all it's doing is just pumping noise from the engine into the cab. You really don't need it. Most people don't like it. It's kind of a love-hate feature. When you start modding the car and you add a louder exhaust, the intake sound generator just sounds even more bizarre. It's best just to pull that thing out and enjoy the natural sounds of the engine. And one more, I almost forgot about this, and I did shoot a video on what's involved in changing it. I did change to the MSO carbon fiber shifter paddles. So my goal is to get the thing back together today, get it back on the road, have it ready for Cars and Coffee in the morning. And as always, I do appreciate those who have been following and watching my videos. Hold on now. Did you all out there honestly believe I was going to close out a video talking about my new titanium exhaust and not include a cold start and a few revs?